Bro, what do you do?
Yeah, so I've been doing rent and obviously Airbnb management for like nearly 3 years in the UK. So I started back at the beginning of 2023. And to be fair, I started with rent and I got like 5 or 6 units, and then I was like, oh, I need to get to the next level. I had a mentor early on to get me started and get me to say 5 or 6 units, and then I was like, okay, I need to get to 15 or 20 or and beyond. So I was like, how do I do that? So I remember obviously coming across you, and yeah, obviously got in touch, and then thought that you were the right person to do it. So then you ended up showing me how to basically just get VAs, systemize things, like actually systemize things rather than just like automatic messages and stuff like that. But and then kind of a lot of stuff in the back end. And to be honest, it is a lot of work to get up to speed, but obviously it's well worth it now, and I still use it obviously to this day.
Yeah.
And then yeah, you just basically got ended up getting to two VAs at the moment. Obviously enough, we're trying to get to full systemization. I don't do that much in it anymore. I probably spend, I don't know, maybe an hour or two a day max. Ideally getting it down to an hour a day, and we do like weekly calls and that as well, with our VAs. But that was that, and then we went. So at the time we'd say 6 units, maybe doing, I don't know, 20,000 revenue a month, 20 to 25, at about 6 or 8 grand profit. And then now we've got 18 units with 2 management, so 16 and 2. And we're doing around 60 to 65k each month at the moment in revenue. So
Sick.
yeah, it's been pretty good.
Nice, good stuff. And like in terms of the, would you say like, the three main challenges? So you spoke on like systems and stuff there. What were, when we first started working specifically, what was probably like, let's say 3 things that you were like struggling with?
Yeah, I think in hindsight, looking back, you can see the issues that you would have faced. But obviously, I got in early and in time. I got myself prepared before I needed the systems, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, if I tried to go on trying to get 8, 10, 12, 15 units the way I was going, and then tried to backtrack and get VAs and try to do it all in the back end, I then would have faced issues or more issues. But obviously enough, trying to take myself out of the business was the main point of it all. So again, I didn't face too many issues before it, other than my own work or obviously my own time. But obviously, as I said, I prepared early, and I got the coaching from yourself to be able to systemize and then be able to grow more efficiently, I guess.
Sick. So like from there from the start of that to now about 2 to 3x on number of units. But in terms of the like end result looking like, so you say 1 to 2 hours a day in the business. What's like the next 12 months looking like? Obviously, you've moved to Dubai now, so congrats on that. But what's your next 12 months look like?
Yeah, we're not really growing the UK as much anymore now. If deals come our way and they fit in with what we're looking to do, we're looking to take it on. Obviously, we are looking to invest out here in Dubai, so we're keeping our capital for that. But again, just making things run as smoothly as we can with the units we have, trying to make it as efficient as possible. And as I said, if we take on any more units, making sure they're profitable and making sure it's all working.
And how has life changed outside the business in terms of like, was it a mindset shift, or in terms of the systems, more free time? What does life look like now? Obviously, you're in Dubai, so it's a bit different, but
Yeah, I suppose the original reason as to why I started a business, and a lot of people start businesses, is the control of your time. And obviously at the start you graft and you use all your time you have to build something, but obviously you need to step back and systemize it so you get your time back, and obviously you helped me do that. But there was times in the summer my brother got married, and like I took like 3 or 4 days off, and I did kind of tune in, but I had the systems there to let the team kind of run in the background, and I only needed to pop in and out, and I didn't really need to worry about too much.
Okay.
So I suppose that's a success in itself.
Yeah, 100%. And what does the next 12 months look like then, in terms of like, are you looking to what are you doing in terms of whether it's Airbnb scaling or sourcing or investing or just chilling? What's the next 12 months look like?
Yeah, so I've touched obviously on the UK stuff there. We're not growing that too much, but obviously out in Dubai we are looking to grow a similar company in subleasing and manage Airbnb management. And obviously some of the stuff the majority of the stuff you taught me, and I'll be able to put into place in this business out here as well, and hopefully create a similar one out here as I did in the UK, to then eventually systemize it to a point where I can step back again and see what else I want to do.
Nice, insane. And how are you getting on with the one in Dubai at the moment? Any luck so far?
Yeah, so we only just got kind of doing viewings and calls and stuff like that in the last 2 weeks, this week and last. And we've, been to a few viewings, made a few offers, but, it's obviously not for everyone. And like the numbers are tight out here. So in the UK, you can kind of take on a lot of units as long as they hit a certain few criteria. But the rent disparity is quite great out here, so it's kind of difficult to find a perfect unit. So you have to make offers, and it's a little different to the UK. But I'll get one in the next week or two, I'm sure.
Yeah, legendary. And what are you looking for? Are you looking for like 3-4 beds, or are you looking for like 2 beds in the Dubai Marina, or what are you?
Yeah, so I was looking originally. My analysis said that probably 3 beds had a greater, I suppose, opportunity to make money. But it definitely, I think if you can get through the 2 beds in certain areas for a little bit cheaper rent, there's definitely room to get money there. Make money there. But 3 beds is kind of what I was looking at. But they obviously cost a lot more to set up compared to 2 beds. Not a lot more, but they cost more. So,
And are you going to keep long-term strategy? I know you run that in the UK. You're going to keep that?
Yeah, so it's a different market. Obviously, if we're looking at downtown or the marina, it's going to be a lot more short stays. Now, it's going to be a kind of a completely different price lab setup, potentially. And I'm obviously going to be trying different things because, as I said, it's a different market. Like at the moment, our UK stuff, we're focusing on long stays completely. Obviously, we'll do our short stays whenever we need to, but it's definitely going to be a change in strategy to some degree.
And in terms of the favourite part of working myself, what was it?
I think I've had a couple of mentors in the past, and I always sit down and choose with, with analysis, like actually sitting down and thinking, is this person, the right person? And I don't like someone who's just like, who everyone goes to and who everyone knows. Like I remember watching your videos and I was like, I know you were very clever before I ever started speaking to you. I could tell you were clever and you were on it with everything you were doing. And then obviously we did start working for a couple of months, and just the kind of, I suppose the care that you gave was something I always admired. You were like, after every call, you were sending detailed things of what I needed to do, and you were almost like holding my hand through it, which was always very helpful for me anyway, because I ask a lot of questions and I think about things deeply. But I think the attention to detail he gave us was quite good.
Sick. And like someone looking to achieve the level of success you've achieved so far, what would you say they should do? What's one thing they should do?
Yeah, I think getting a mentor or getting any sort of coaching or education is massive, because you're just going to learn from someone else's mistakes, and also not only learn from someone's mistakes, but learn from somebody who's already done it and doing it quite well, so you can replicate it to some degree.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my recommendation.
And then someone looking to work with myself who's watching this right now, what would you say to them?
Just do it, man.
Just do it, and we'll end on that.
Exactly. I would highly recommend Dan as someone to work with in terms of his intelligence and his experience in Airbnb management is, I suppose, second to none, as people say. I couldn't recommend you more, to be honest.
Legend.